Hi, thanks for checking out my video. I'm Olivia and today I'm doing a single Saturday. If you are unfamiliar with single Saturdays, this is a kind of a collab series started by Kay at Makeup Lens. I'll leave her channel linked in the description box below in case you want to check out her videos. But essentially you're just creating an eye look using some of the singles in your collection. I've done a couple of these videos now, so I might either make a playlist or link those videos below in case you wanted to see more. But for today's single Saturday, I'm going to be focusing on either one or both of these two. I reached for these in my most recent Shop My Stash. That video is either going to be up right before or after this one, so it might be a bit of a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be an hour long, so I feel like this little spoiler doesn't really matter. Anyway, in that video, I reached for a few different singles that I wanted to focus on and use a little bit over the next couple months. And like I said, in today's video, I'd like to use one or two of them. This first one is a Super Shock from ColourPop. It's in the shade Beloved, and it's just this really pretty pale yellow, and it's an ultra glitter Super Shock. The other one is from Ace Beauté, which I don't think is a brand anymore, but I've had this one for a while and I've never used it. This is their Tropical Vibes Glimmer Shadow. This one is in the shade Lotus Leaf. This is the primary one I want to use today. I feel like it's kind of a fun shade, so I wanted to dig into this one. I feel like the one from ColourPop would go nicely with it, so I might do both. I'm just gonna see. I'm not really sure what type of look I want to do, so I'll see if it works out. I've been having a lot of fun with this series. I think it really worked out that Kay asked me to participate in this collab because it's been a goal of mine to use more of my single eyeshadow products. They're definitely a neglected part of the collection. Another reason why I really enjoy this type of video is it also gives me an excuse to use maybe some more boring palettes. If I know I'm going to be reaching for some singles or like Super Shocks, for example, personally, I tend not to reach for palettes that have like bang and shimmers in them because then I'm just going to feel guilty for not using those. So I purposely pick palettes that are more boring or have lackluster shimmers or have no shimmers. And I feel like that's been working out because those types of palettes also tend to go neglected in my collection. So for today, I decided to pair these singles with the very old Tarte Clay palette. I think they came out with two of these. This one's the original one, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a lot more neutral toned. I believe the second one they came out with had more pinks and stuff in it. But I have this one and I haven't used it in a while, so I wanted to reach for it today. And it still smells just divine. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to use a combination of these for the eye look. Before I get started though, I'll show you the color products that are on my face. So for my bronzer, I used both shades from this little duo from Natasha Denona. This is the Mini Bronze and Glow. For my blush, I started with this little cream cheek duo from Musée Beauty. They eventually rebranded to Kai Love, and then they eventually shut down. But this is the Color Wash Youth and Play duo, and I just mixed both of these shades together. And I topped over that with She's Adorable from Patrick Ta. For highlight, I kind of wanted to play off the vibes of that light green shimmer I'm going to use. So I dipped into the Backlight Highlight Palette from BH, and I used a combination of Electra and Laser. So yeah, that's everything I have on my face so far. I feel like I'm looking nice and glowy, the highlights poppin'. I also have on this lip balm from NARS, just as I get ready, but I'll probably pick something else once the look is done. So yeah, that's everything I have on my face so far. I'm gonna prime my eyes and then we'll get started on the eye look. Alright, so my eyes are primed, so we're ready to go. Today's look is probably going to be pretty quick and easy. I feel like a lot of the times I do these types of videos, they end up being pretty simple. But honestly, if I'm focusing on like a really pretty shimmer or something a little more special or dimensional, I feel like I really want to showcase the shadow. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is just to put it all over. I mean, maybe I just need to be more creative and challenge myself to think of other fun ways to showcase a shimmer. But I can't be bothered right now. I kind of just want to slap this all over the lid for the most part. So hopefully that's not too boring, but I feel like the shade is so fun on its own. I don't really need the design or like the structure of the eye look to also be really extravagant. I feel like the shade is doing enough on its own. So I'm going to start with kind of the foundation of the eye look. Hopefully this isn't too reflective, but I'm going to start with Solstice, probably just under the brow bone, just to brighten it up a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with Journey here, just all over the crease. This is not the most pigmented white or cream shade, but I feel like that's fine. As I mentioned, that shadow from Ace Beauté is really going to be kind of the star of the show today. All right, now taking Journey just all over the crease. I was debating going in with some matte greens because I felt like that would have really amped up the look, but I am going out after this. I'm actually trying on my wedding dress after this. So I feel like I wanted a fun makeup look, but I didn't want anything like too out there or extravagant. I felt like pairing that green with some neutrals would really kind of tone it down, but still make it a fun look. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more depth with the shade Ember here, and I'm gonna focus that on the outer corner and a little bit into the crease. I'm also trialing a foundation today. I got a couple samples from Sephora because all my foundations are pretty old, and I want to get kind of a feel for a couple of them for my wedding day makeup. So today I'm trying one from NARS. I also got one from Makeup Forever that I've tried once so far, and then I also have one from Dior that I have not yet tried. This is my first time wearing the NARS one, and I've only had it on for like a half hour so far. I don't know, I feel like it's fine. I was pretty impressed with the Makeup Forever one, but I feel like I'm not super well versed in the foundation realm. So sometimes I feel like I don't know what to look for, or it's just hard for me to really gauge or like judge how a foundation's doing. I mean, this one looks fine. Again, I haven't been wearing it for that long. The one from Makeup Forever I wore to my engagement shoot, and that was like outside in the heat. I think I technically only wore that one for like maybe 8 hours. But given that we were outside in the heat and stuff, I feel like it held up really well. It looked really nice when I took it off at the end of the day. I wouldn't mind putting it through a little bit more harsh of a wear test. But yeah, I still have the Dior one to test out. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. I kind of prefer a medium coverage. I still want my skin to look like skin, but obviously I want it to be a little bit more perfected for pictures. And I feel like I want something with either a matte finish or like a soft matte or like natural finish. Even though I have really dry skin, I don't want anything super dewy because I feel like that doesn't photograph as well. So that's kind of my requirement. I'm looking for something medium coverage, probably natural finish, that still works well on dry skin. I also really want to try the primer from Danessa Myricks. I forget what it's called, but I think it's like a balmy consistency. Also open to primer recommendations if you have any good ones. Like what if I mixed one, like the Danessa Myricks one, with the Milk Hydro Grip? I feel like that would be a good combo if they worked well together. Going back in with Journey. Can't decide if I want to deepen this up with the black shade or if I want to do a wing. A shadow wing, to be specific. Using more of Ember on the lower lash line. Alright, before I decide on whether or not I'm going to do a wing, I'm just going to go right in with the shimmer. Again, this one's called Lotus Leaf. I'm just going to use my finger for now. And I really tried to layer it on just to make it nice and impactful. That's really pretty. I don't know why I thought it'd be like a thicker formula, maybe because of the embossing. But I feel like it's nice and buildable. You can wear it a little more sheer if you want to, or you can build it up a little bit more like I did. Maybe we'll add a little bit more. The world is on fire. Just wear the eyeshadow. So now I'm going to go in with Beloved on the inner corner, and I'm going to drag it down to the inner part of the lower lash line. I'll use my pinky actually. So I think to finish it off, I'm going to re-intensify Ember on the outer corner, and then I will do just a little wing detail with the black shade here. Right now going in with a bit of Onyx. Just adding a little bit to the outer part of the lower lash line, just to connect everything. All right, so this is pretty much gonna be the eye look. I'm gonna finish up the other eye, I'll add some mascara, and then I'll be back to show you the final look. All right, so this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. I'm so glad I finally played with the shade from Ace Beauté. I've owned this one for a long time, and I've always been intimidated by it for some reason. I don't know why though, it's a really beautiful green. I feel like it's not so punchy. I mean, it's pretty bright, but I feel like green is kind of like one of those shades, similar to like purples or mauves, where you could really get away with it in a lot of different contexts. And I think especially pairing it with some neutrals like I did today could really help make something colorful a little bit more approachable. So yeah, I'm really loving how this looks. I'm excited to go try my wedding dress while I'm wearing it. Let me quickly show you what I used to finish off the look. So in the waterline, I use this eye pencil from LA Girl. It's from the Pastel Dream line and it's in the shade Magic Mint. So that's what I have in the waterline. I didn't layer it too much. I didn't need it to be super bright. I feel like the one layer gave me enough. The lip combo is Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. And then I use the Hi-Fi Shine lip gloss from Urban Decay. This is in the shade Fuel. So yeah, that's everything I used to finish up the look. I'm gonna wrap up the video now because my phone storage is full and I have to keep deleting apps to finish up the video. The struggle's real. Anyway, thank you so much for spending your time watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!